it is going to be difficult to get a crew of any size up. Yep, we're heading to Stall and then on to our first mountain that we're going to check out the Grampians, which is Mount Zero. Okay, so this high point here could be Mount Stapleton, and then it's got a nice little edge there. I'm not sure how we'd get up there. Got a kind of a little picnic area, table, very basic barbecue facilities over there. And over that way is the this is kind of the mountain area that we've just been looking at. Top section for the cliffs, good backgrounds. Here is the car park, so it's not far away at all.
This is walking up the track towards Hollow Mountain.
It's a 1.2k walk. Very pretty. There'll be a lot of great stuff up here. Looking down where we've come, it's been quite a climb. Interesting little feature here. Could be a bit of fun, and then great background with the mountains behind. Our cave entrances, so you get a sense of how far away we are. Just over a kilometre. It's a difficult, it's definitely worth coming up here. We will be coming up here for something, and only a moment later you get a sense of some other fun that could be had. This could be great for the end, with the end of the cliff scene where the hoods are chasing. Right at the top is where we were. It's not an easy climb, but I think certainly worth it for a couple of shots. So this could be another spot for fall off that way. Quite impressive background. Looks very high. Hard to get to though. This is a lot harder than the other location. It is possible, but there's a little bit of climbing involved, and yeah, it might be a little bit dangerous. So I'll have a think. There's some more spots further along. Yes, it's been a very tiring day. Part of the problem I see is that we really are only going to have 2 days maximum here. So it means that we've got to really plan the 2 days really well, make sure we get to the right locations at the right times. This is looking like a very good spot for the tunnel to Elindil's cave. We'll have to check out the other side and see whether that actually is going to work better. But yeah, this will work fine. There'll be a good little piece walking into the tunnel with the water coming through. So there we go. Spielberg doesn't have to do this. This could be a good spot for the car park for Abigail, Will and Blake, for Blake four-wheel drive here. They could come running out of the bushes over there and then come down to the four-wheel drive that's waiting here and then head off. So we have the Backbone Ridge, Mount Feathertop. They start walking along there, and then we get to an area where there's trees, and I imagine it would be something like this. It is hard, it's not easy to get down here. It's fairly steep, but it may work for us. So we can get a fairly clean shot down from up there of the hoods camping out down here, and where Will attacks them. The film will definitely have lots of pretty shots. So I think that's kind of the trip. It's been valuable, it's been good fun. It's been tiring, but it's been worth it. This way, back down to the cars. One more of those? One more.
That was very swift.
Filming of car chases, how did that all work out?
Apart from the fact we had a real life car accident on set, which I was watching the behind the scenes of Mission Impossible 3 and they smashed a Lamborghini, so and that wasn't part of the plan, so I felt a little better. But yeah, look, there was a car accident and we dealt with that.
And action!
With a bigger budget, with having the ability to use crane cars, and also if we had better facilities for dealing with safety, like a safety manager or things like that, you could be a little bit more adventurous with the camera moves. I think we've shot this fairly safe.
Action!
Same time, hopefully getting the effect that we need for the car chases.
Go, go, go!
I mean, the main thing is to get energy in those moments, to keep the camera moving, to keep the moments moving, and create a fun chase.
Having fun. These guys are hurting. Your car's swimming. Full of water.
First car shoot. Blue screen. Hope it works.
Take one.
We're a bit worried about having an accident with the car, so we put in some new safety devices just to make sure it's going to be well and truly protected.
Now Volvo.
It was cold, and it was very cold. It was extreme cold.
Bright and early, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
We shot on mountaintops, we shot in rivers, we shot at waterfalls, we shot in garages that were stinking hot. I think everyone coped really well.
Yeah, Geoff, it's cold!
So guys, what are these cold mornings like?
Feeling numb. Apart from the -2 degrees or whatever we had up at Mount Hotham, I think people kind of got a bit cold then.
What do you think of this cold?
I'm trying not to.
Your nose running?
Yes.
Camera coping with the cold, Jenny?
My camera's never seen anything like this. It's a bit of a shock.
Everyone was really good, there was no complaints.
So Rodney, tell us how you really feel about this.
Yes, well you can pay me double for this one. Double
I always pay double. Alright, here we go.
Everyone wore the right clothes to cope with whatever was thrown at us.
Leanne, what exactly are you doing out here in the middle of the bush?
Yeah, freezing my butt off.
Yeah?
That's all right.
How did you actually get to choose those locations?
First of all, I knew this movie had to be a location movie. I knew even before I started writing it that we couldn't build a lot of sets. We had to be able to go to locations and shoot things, which meant that a lot of it had to happen outside. A lot of the story was actually written around different locations based on what I remembered from a child from going on camping trips.
So yeah, let's just time out a rehearsal.
Yeah. My dad went on a bike ride and took some footage of Mount Feathertop, and I thought that would be a great location, and then kind of working that through. what kind of a location would that be, and coming up with the idea of the backbone. I mean, the mountains are really important in terms of setting a feel for where these locations are, for where these places are, for where the characters are walking to. Particularly, you know, being up at Mount Hotham, it's just such an amazing spot. You can just see forever and a day. To utilise that in the movie just gives it a sense of grandeur, a sense of bigness. It just keeps moving, it keeps moving from spot to spot to spot. And the tension keeps growing as we go. It's a part of that sense of, yeah, it being a big film, even though it's shot on a small budget. This is a big movie. And the mountains help you get that sense that this is big.
And what was it like getting everybody into those locations?
Well, the difficulty was not having a budget again. You know, you've still got to travel, and even, you know, different places in Victoria can take, you know, 4 to 5 hours, even up to I think we had 7 hours of travelling to one location. So you've got to get everyone in cars and do the travel. Yeah. Again, everyone was pretty good. I think there might have been a few stiff backs from travelling in some of the cars on some of the longer trips.
Hi everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hard day's work.
I can't know where I'm going.
Hard day's work. Acting fraternity. What do you think of these locations, Michael?
Piece of cake.
It's easy. It's easy for a hood.
Just teetering on it. I can't get the car off.
It's cold!
Good. Michael?
Rangers!
They come in the form of mothers. The problem with guerrilla filming is you can get caught out.
Never-ending walking, yeah.
Part of the requirements of the story were people get wet, and everyone knew that. And on the whole, everyone was really good.
Cassie, stop looking!
I think the most difficult part was jumping in the freezing cold water, which Cassie had to do, and also Dave Seraphin and Daniel. That was also a stunt for Daniel. In terms of getting wet, everyone coped pretty well. I know it wasn't much fun at the time, but I think looking back, they'll all feel happy about it.
Okay.
Is that alright?
Gotta do it again.
The person I do feel sorry for is Dave Serafin, who got wet multiple times. I think probably nearly every single time that he came to shoot he got wet. Particularly on some of those colder days, having to act in a wet costume time and time again. I think at one point just found a puddle on the side of the road, threw his costume into that in order to wet it and threw it on him. So he probably lost the most dignity through shooting because of that. But at the same time, never complained. I never heard him complain. As far as I'm aware, he was really happy about working on the project and working with me.
Go! The guide! Is it dead?
Action!
We did a little bit of preparation before the fight scenes. With Shannon Wood, just trying to work out, how we should be holding our hands when we punch and elements like that. When it came to actually coordinating the movement that would happen, I really relied on Dave Donchie. Was the one to put that together. I think just during some rehearsal sessions we were talking about the fights, and he said, "Oh, we could do this, do that," and I thought, well, let's think about what a whole sequence could look like, and next thing you know, he's coming back with an entire sequence. So he really choreographed all those fights.
Action.
All the ones in the final scenes where there's a big fight of lots of people, he choreographed all the different elements that were happening, and then it was just a matter of me putting them together. Even sometimes on the day, it might be, we need to just make that moment a little longer, and we change little bits.
Action.
He would start them off, we'd maybe refine them a little bit, he'd come over here and we'd actually step them through and rehearse them.
That's right, we'll just 1, 2,
That was so close. I felt facial hair. Sorry, man.
It's something like a third, might be a quarter of the movie is blue screen. Probably that was a little bit, in hindsight, that's maybe a little bit too much.
Studio 2.
It's not Studio 2, it's just Studio version 2. First week was such a disaster. We're putting up more of a permanent windbreak so that we don't end up in so much trouble while we're shooting.
Hopefully once it's cut together and all the audio's in there, it will be seamless enough and people won't notice it.
Lucky we're not building a construction. Just as well as no builders involved.
Always shooting in the one direction and simply moving the lighting around to adjust for that one wall, I think that in itself is quite a feat. John particularly did a lot of work trying to think about where are my lighting sources, where's the camera now, how do I have to flick the whole environment around, considering the fact that the camera really was always shot in that one direction.
What's our dilemma, Geoff?
We don't know what we're doing.
And also for the actors as well, to suddenly have to step into this, you've got this environment, but now you've got to imagine it's all spinning around, and now the door's there, and now this element is there. Everything that we shot was uncompressed, going to hard drives. So it's just this enormous amount of use of hard drives. We had 3 hard drives rated together in order to get just enough speed. Alright, here we go.
Three, one, go!
Oh, car there.
Sorry?
There's a car there.
Scary. Nice to be driving forward.
Yes. I like driving forwards. It's nice. Yeah, it was.
You guys are both freaking out.
As soon as that was close.
That was good.
That was good.
Excellent.
All done.
A few times I see you go, "Ooh, with your hand."
Oh, there was one time I went, I'm going like this, and I'm going, whoa, and I just almost flung myself out the way. That's good. So we'll probably get that with various different. Yeah. Can you go back now? He's going to come flying down the driveway, hit this roundabout and get airborne and end up in the roof. Action.
The hood's in the death trap. There's a door, Blake.
That thingy wrench. We broke the wrenchy thingy. The adjustable thingy wrench.
Have you got the right tool now? Got it sorted, boys?
Yeah.
Need something?
What do you think about tying the camera on the back of the car, River?
And cut, well done, we go. The crane came about as simply I'm friends with the person who owns the crane, and he said, look, if you need a crane for one shot, I'd be happy to come and set it up for you. I've only got it for one day, where's the best location to use the crane? And I thought, well, it's got to be the scene of the waterfall. We were fairly limited in what we could do at the waterfall. There were certain places that we weren't allowed. We could only get about 10 metres from the edge of the waterfall. We were hoping to use rigging and actually get people right up to the edge of the waterfall, but we weren't allowed to do that. I thought, well, this is the best place to use the crane. That will give us the ability to reach out right over the waterfall. So the crane worked out to be a perfect place for that, and also it gave us the ability to do some different shots with the crane so that it didn't feel like we were just repeating the same shot over. You know, we're able to do the shot moving into the hoods, a shot coming up over as Abigail, Max and Blake are running away, who can get a shot there. The crane was actually really useful for that location, and I think probably the best use of it in terms of having it for one day.
When I'm not acting in movies, I work with Spectrum camera cranes.
What we're doing here, you'll see that we've got this camera, and we're just about to get some background plates for some of the stuff we've shot. And we're just making sure this location is going to work for us, and it is. So this will be the background for our shot with Max when we first meet Matt max at this location. We'll bring the 4-wheel drive up into a spot here. Let's get it right, guys. Let's roll up. Put that away now, Johnny. Okay, here we go. And okay, Jenny. All we need is when we shoot the final shot with him over there. We wouldn't necessarily do it here, we'd still do it over there. So you got Andrew lying there, all the stuff that happens with Abigail, him in the background, we're looking up. The snipers are there watching, and that's our sniper shot there. Yeah. So we could just reverse it. We might need and action! Max!
Jenny, what's your impressions of trying to push that blood through the syringe? And
I can't describe it. I actually thought it wasn't moving, but obviously it was because we ended up coming out, but it felt to me like it wasn't moving. Everything was just frozen stiff. So it spreads out? I actually found a lot of the products didn't work because of the cold, which I hadn't anticipated. So that kind of threw me a bit, and then actually feeling my fingers were so numb I couldn't put the makeup on because my hands weren't working.
946, take one. Get your hand out, Cass. Let us know, Rodney, when. Framed. And hand in. Trying to hold.
And some of the products haven't been the same since. A couple of the products just not reconstituted. I took my hat off to the actors because I could hardly speak myself, and yet they were doing their lines, you know, and they were just doing an amazing job.
And cut. Nice work. Don't move.
See, and Dave, can I get some comments about the cold?
It's an understatement. It is freezing.
And Andrew, what about you, lying in the cold?
Yeah, it's just a little bit cold. Just like a little bit.
Trying to stop shaking when you were dead?
Yeah.
And I did it to them. I made them cold.
We love Luke.
I kill you! Very good, guys. Well done. Not easy.
River, could you tell us what you think about the movie? Okay, thank you.